Good morning, Thrive Epic community. Happy Tuesday. Super excited to be here with you. We're going to talk about Asana. Before I get into what Asana even is, if you haven't heard of it, or how to use it, if you have heard of it, or you're going to here shortly know how to use it, I want to talk about what this is. So each week at around 11:30 a.m. Central Time, we go live with Tech Tuesdays. So these are demos of software, programs, websites that you can use in your business to help enhance it, to have better experiences for you and your clients together. So a lot of times we talk about programs that are going to help you directly in when you're creating courses or doing a presentation and making them engaging with your audience. Sometimes we talk about summits, and I know somebody wants me to demo a platform that they sent. So Nikki, I saw it, I see you, and we'll throw it in the lineup. And but sometimes we also do other software that's just going to help you on the back end manage all of that. And I don't know about you, but I have tons of projects going on, and they're all over the place. And I just need an easy way to be able to organize them and keep things efficient so that I can flow through my day. You can also use it. It's really great for also managing your clients. So for those of you who are coaches and you have, maybe you work with them, over the course of 3 months, you're going to have 6 calls with them. And to be able to keep track of those calls, there's a lot of really great programs and apps out there. And Asana is one of those things that you can use to keep track of it. So 2 things. One is, if you're here, always say a big hello. But you also have to make sure that you allow StreamYard to see your name in your profile picture. So that way I can call you by name when you post any comments. I love interaction. So post comments, questions. I will always go back and answer them through the day whenever people post them. And the other thing is, if you're catching the replay, hashtag replay. It's my favorite thing because I always love to know who's here. So without further ado, we're going to jump into Asana. Also in the description of this video, I put in a link. So if you want to join on one of my Asana boards as we play this morning, you'll be able to see what it looks like on your side as well. So I'll leave that up for a few days so that you can jump in and jump on this board. I don't know if there's actually a limit to how many people can, but first come, first serve. All right. So without further ado, here we go. So this is Asana. Again, it's meant for task management. It's really great to also use with teams so that you can see where everybody's at on a project. If things need attention, then All right. So this is what it looks like. I have lots of boards created throughout here on the left-hand side of my screen. But at the top here is your home, your tasks. So I'm going to show you what that looks like and how to assign a task to someone, your inbox, and then portfolios and goals. I don't use portfolios and goals very much. I'm probably not going to talk about it much today. We're just going to do a deep dive. Oh, and for those of you who don't know, these Tech Tuesdays are usually around 15-ish minutes. I live with the ish these days. All right, so I created a test board. Again, if you're playing around, you'll be able to see it here appear shortly. But when you create a board, I'm gonna create a project in this board. So a project can be anything. I'm going to say you can use it for all kinds of stuff. And the beauty too is Asana does hook up with Zapier. So if you are using other systems, I use it to be able to track payments. So I can zap from Stripe in, or you can use it with maybe your CRM system, with your calendar system to know who booked calls. It's a really great way to be able to do that. We're not going to get into that. I guess I probably need to put Zapier, I don't know how you say it, on the list to do one day. But anyway, you come in here, you can start from a blank project, you can import a spreadsheet, or you can use a template. So I'm just going to show you what the templates look like, and then we'll probably just start with the blank one and play around with it. They have a few. This is the free account. You can also upgrade to the premium and get a couple extra type layouts, which are really cool. But you can click on any of these to kind of see what it looks like. And once you get into your Asana, it'll look a little different, but very similar. So what they have here is they've suggested some big titles, the objectives with your little tasks under each of these. And then I usually just go through and look and see if there's a template I love before I start. But team brainstorming. So Asana has a couple different layouts. I'm going to show you this morning what this looks like. So you can lay it out like a board. If you're familiar with Trello, this is what Trello usually looks like. So one thing that's great about Asana is if you're working with multiple people, the problem I have is I do love Trello for some things, but not for a lot. My brain thinks more like the list, so more like this than the company layouts, than the other one we just saw, the team boards. But maybe one of your members of your team actually think in more of the board, like Trello kind of layout. The beauty is you can both be in Asana and you can set up your preference to however you like it to look. And I'll show you. If you're like, what are you talking about? I will show you. So anyway, so there's a couple different, there's the list layout, the board layout. You can pick what you want. I'm going to go back here to a blank project because I just feel like it's better for me. So we're going to name it as our test project for today. I'm going to put it on the team board that I made. It's public to anybody who signs up and uses that link and comes in. And then for me, again, I like the list view. I will show you these other views here in just a moment. So it loaded it here. There's nothing here. So we're going to say that we're using this to plan an event, since I love to host like virtual summits and stuff. What you're going to do is you're going to come in here. We're going to add a section name. So maybe this is like speaker management that you're going to have in here. That's a section. We'll put another section in for, documents. We're just going to have 2 sections in ours. So you can keep adding these sections. And then under each of these sections, you can add tasks. So I'm going to just add the task here. And we're going to add a task to say maybe that I need to email John Doe and get the swipe file. Okay. And you can just click on the next one and you can add another task. So this is the great part about it, is being able to look and see. And then if you're like, whoa, that's more speaker management, you can drag it down and move it under there. So it's really, I'll say, user intuitive in that sense. So, oh, you need my email to go to the test board. Even the one I showed, it's right above this link, Michelle. So let me see. 1 second. This is how you share it out. So you can invite people by email, or you can invite people with a link. So let me see if I can drop it into the chat box for you. Okay. It won't let me post it into the chat box. All right, so maybe you can't come play, but it is right above in the description that you should be able to do it. And my email, I'll just say it on here, is erica@thriveepic.com. So you can find it. Okay, so and don't spam me. So anybody who takes my email address, don't spam me. You can email me, but just don't share it with the world. Okay, so you have this in here. So now you've put a task in here. Let's put a couple more tasks in here. Another task for us to do today. And now you can go into detail. So there's a lot of things when you go into this task that you can do. We can assign it to someone. So, oops, I don't want to show everybody's email address there. I'll have to edit that part of the video out. So you can click here and assign it to the person that you want to do that task. You can also give them a due date of when it's due as well. So we'll say tomorrow. And then you can add more details. So other details, we can add hyperlinks to it. You can, make it look pretty, put some emojis and stuff in there. There's abilities to add subtasks as well. So if you want to add a subtask, like when this is done, then send it over to Michelle so that you can see, and you can again put another due date and a person on there. So it can just lots of levels for each task. The beauty too is when you can start adding comments. So you can see here that this is due tomorrow, and maybe that somebody else has posted this task, but you can put questions in here. So I can say at I don't want to show everybody's email address. I'm not going to put it in there, but I can add their name. I can mention them. I can just type a comment. So comments go here. And then when I comment, it will notify the people who are on this task, and we can have a whole conversation about this one task right in here. So it's really great if you're working with teams. If you're like, Erica, I'm overwhelmed at what you're saying and I don't work with a team, and that's okay, because I know a lot of entrepreneurs, maybe you're only dealing with yourself and maybe yourself and one other person, but use this as a way to just track your stuff. So I come in here through the day. I have a to-do list every morning. And when I have tasks, I have the amazing Sly that helps me out. She keeps me on track. And Sly will put in stuff for me to do. I'll put stuff in here for her to do. And then we both can see, like, is it done? So sometimes you're like, Erica, that's been sitting on your task list for a couple of days. And I'm like, okay, I got to get it done. So it's a great way to be able to manage it. And when you're done with the task, you click a checkbox and it will go away. And so it's easy to not have to drag and drop and remove things. And it goes into the history that it's been done. So that's really cool. All right. Let me check in for any questions. Monica asks, what is this for? So this is just a way to keep your work organized. If you're working with clients, it's a great way to be able to do it. So I have one board that is a client board. So I know that when I work with this person, I can keep notes about what I've done with them. And then I can keep track of how many calls I've made with that person. So instead of having documents, I'll have the client's name, and then I can move them through so that I know where I am and working with them. So that's another way you can use it. The couple other features I want to show you. So Asana has a lot of features, and I'm not going to do all of them this morning, but I want to show you that this is the list view. If you're like, Erica, I don't think that way. I know Michelle's on the line, and her and I think a little bit different way when we come to working on projects together in how we design it, lay it out. So I'm going to use Michelle as an example. I hope it's okay. So Michelle had a really amazing spreadsheet that she put together, but I was like, my brain can't process it this way. I had to rewrite it out in a different way. So for those of you who might think different than your team, you can go here, and I'm going to go to the board view. Again, looks just like Trello, I'm just going to say, and here's the documents, here's the speaker management, and you can still easily be able to move things in columns and to different places. So for those of you, if you're working like on an event, it's great because you're like, okay, I did it in this column. Now it's moved onto this section, and you can move it along. The other thing it has timelines in here. I don't have any set up right now, but if you have project and timelines that you're working on, you can do this through the advanced version, the premium version. They also have a calendar. So for each board, you can have a calendar. Notice that we had put a date of tomorrow, and I'm like, oh, I want to move that. And you can easily drag things and move them around. They have charts and some other things that you can see along in here, but for the sake of today, I just want to show you these. And notice when I moved it on the calendar to Friday, it updated here to Friday. So it's just it gives you a nice visual representation of things. I'm going to pause for a quick second. And Monica's asking a couple questions. I want to make sure I answer them. If you have any questions, drop them below. So she says, this is an app or program for desktop. It's both. I like to use it on the desktop. They also have an app available for it. And so you can easily be able to then do some stuff on your phone as well. I only use it on the desktop because that's just, again, how my brain thinks. And the other question is, Monica, send me a message. I want to organize a summit. Yes, we have a whole beta program that's getting ready to launch here at the beginning of the year. I'm more than happy to talk to you about that. Would love to have you in it. All right, so this is the quick down and dirty of Asana. Again, it's a free program to be able to use. They have a lot of features that you can come into the upgrade for. So I'll show you here. So $10 a month, you can do a lot more. You can do like those timelines. You can have more rules, more forms, and all of that in there. And then it just goes up from there to business accounts and more. I'll tell you, I use the free account because it has everything I need in it. And I don't use all these advanced features. I really just use it to keep track of projects, and I use it across different businesses. So sit with a coaching organization. And so I use it to be able to work with another individual and us moving projects along, seeing what I need to do. I use it in my business to be able to track my clients, to be able to keep some links that I want to access fast. I have a whole section I don't even move this stuff. It's just like, links like if I do some affiliate things. So I have those links set there, or I have links to be able to get to some of my Zoom rooms a little bit quicker, because Zoom, I don't know about you, but disappears. It takes links out of my thing all the time. So I have to store them somewhere else. So sometimes it's just used for me as a repository of information that I can easily access. All right. So with that, I hope you all have a fantastic day. I hope you enjoyed this Tech Tuesday. Again, I want you to know, not every piece of software that I demo is like, run out and buy this and do this. But I demo it because sometimes people are afraid of testing out software, or they've never heard of it, or it's being exposed to something. And I want to make it easier for you and your business. So if it is something you resonate with, try it out and see. The great news about this particular program, again, it's free to use. And, you can see if you like it and go from there. But I know that sometimes I do these Tech Tuesdays, everybody like, oh, I need this. And I'm like, you don't always need it. So not every software is meant for everyone. That's the big rule and the big takeaway from today. All right. With that, I hope you all have a fantastic Tuesday, and I will see you next week. And until then, I hope is next week a holiday though? Let me look at the calendar. Oh no, it's the day before the holidays. Season festivities begin. At least my holiday, not everyone's holiday, but my holiday. So I will definitely see you here next week, and I hope you have a fantastic day.